Okay. We can put a shoe down there that can fling it up. Ass-kicking robot. Okay, one more time.
You know what you can do is you can cut it off right here and put the shoe on there and there's your knee.
And it would fling up.
3 billion human lives ended on August 29, 1997. The survivors of the nuclear fire called the war Judgment Day.
Well, hello. What a crazy week it's been. In the flower world, you see, Mother's Day the week before is pretty busy for everyone. I have not yet made it through a Mother's Day without getting fired, but I'm working on it. I've been reviewing a lot of movies. Finished up the Terminator 2 one. It's just taking a while to render. Sorry. Terminator 2 is a really fascinating movie to me. I'm not great at a lot of murder in movies. I prefer like fantasy and like, kill an orc or two. I'm a sensitive guy. One of the main things that frightens us about AI is when they mimic our own behavior. And it's strange that we are... The biggest thing that scares us about any sort of artificial intelligence is, oh God, what if they act like us?
Sent 2 Terminators back through time. Their mission, to destroy the leader of the human resistance, John Connor.
Any narrative that focuses on time travel or uses time travel as a tool, then you know that you're in a fantasy world. You know that it's okay to have fun with it. Because if you sit and look at any sort of stringent idea of time travel, then you run into a lot of problems. Hawking said that static feedback would prevent it from happening. And there's a school of thought that time in the past isn't there anymore. There's this idea that time is relative or that it circles back on itself and all of these things. Whatever. It is most likely humans' greed that will end up saving us from AI. And you want it to be creativity and love and this organic idea of existence. But with AI, with these robots, Terminators, they follow a directive. A program is inputted, and what's driving them isn't money or capitalism, right? Fuck a dollar and a dream when it comes to Terminator. But the rest of their programming is in the past. Their programming, you can set future programming into it, but it's expected to follow its directive, but you have no clue if it's going to. And so that's why when we see Arnold for the first time, when he pulls out the shotgun, and Guns N' Roses is playing as he pulls a gun from the roses, and John Connor's down the hallway, and then the T-1000 comes around the corner, and you realize that this Terminator is a good guy, right? Which is, again, you're putting that into the machine. And so your television is neither good nor bad. It just is. And so if you're good and you put in good, then good will come out. And so the machines are following a directive. It's not a hate thing. It is non-emotional. They are going down their path, following their directive. So instead of fighting the machines and all of that, they simply could have found the directive and inserted the code. The AI figured out time travel. And if you look at any sort of operating system, like with Windows, right, there's a time travel. It marks a spot in space, and you time and space, and you go back to it, right? I mean, obviously you're not physically going back, but your program sets it as such, right? So you go back and you hit save. So saving your spot. It's like in a video game. So these machines figured out how to do that, but they figured the only way they can do it is to cover the machine with organic material. And of course she goes, well, his hair has to be dead, so there's no way they could go back with hair. But organically going back seems much more impossible. Much more impossible. That's not a thing. Sorry. It seems more difficult to go back in time with organic structure. It's fragile. It rips and tears, and you poke holes in it and it leaks. But a machine, it's outside of time to a certain aspect. I mean, it breaks down over time, the plastics and the metals and all of that. But a machine doesn't know how old it is, does it? I mean, we would have to input all of that information into it. I've been trying to think of things that I could do better than a robot. Robot with, the best programming that it could get and all the machinery can lift more than me. And I guess complaining and whining is something that I can do way better than a robot. We've addressed on many occasions if we are living in a simulation. And there are things that point to yes, and then there's this obvious no that comes from instinct. So, you get a cat and it knows how to use the box. Or it can be taught to use the box, right? But instinctually, cats, cover their tracks. So, it works out for a litter box in the house. But can you program instinct into a Terminator? Or into an AI? And like the movie AI addresses, if you could make a robot love, what responsibility do you have to the robot? Right? So the same would be that, okay, if you're programming a robot to be a kill bot, what responsibility do you have once it completes its directive, And that's where AI breaks down. It's because there's not an instinct, there's not a drive, there's nothing to push it. And human drive is a bit much. It would be why we've conquered every species and destroyed everything that we can in our path, because we want it. And we're like, you can't have it, which is, we want machines to do all the work for us. Utopian society to me is I don't got to do anything, just run around and have fun and make silly movies while the robot does the dishes, okay? And you say, well, there's a dishwasher. No. Somebody got to put the dishes in there, and that's not going to be me, right? I've never rinsed a dish and put it in the dishwasher. I don't even organize that. I toss it. I hate doing dishes. I'm lazy and selfish. But I'm a hell of a dancer. Let's see a Terminator do that. Yeah. Hasta la vista, baby. Hey, thanks for watching that video. Hope you liked it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. It's a small thing that does a big thing, so please do that. Again, thank you very much. Wear your seatbelt. Fucking love you. Have a good night. Something that's, hasn't already been said by CinemaSins or Eric Voss or Ryan George or How It Should Have Ended or Kill Count. They all, obviously, I'm a huge fan of all of them, and Honest Trailers and all of those. So I got to watch all those, and I got to watch the movie, and then I got to write up stuff, and I try not to hit the same points that they do. I mean, they're going to cross over.